What's up? Hold on. Let's see where the sound is good. That should be good. Alright, hello everyone. Detective's back, but with something simple. And by simple, I mean something that will take a long time to get through. Okay, let's adjust things. Do-do-do. I think everything will just stay default. Yep, alright. Oh, this is new. Well, not that new, but... So to those who are unfamiliar, I am a big Don't Starve Together person. Hold on, sorry. Okay. Yep. I'm a big Don't Starve Together person. Really enjoy playing the game a lot. I have... Where is it? On here somewhere. 2,300 hours, it says. I don't know how accurate that is, but I feel like it might be pretty close. So we are going to... My goal for this stream and for future Don't Starve Together streams is just to get through the entirety of Don't Starve Together's progression. It's a game I really enjoy. It's a game I'm good at. So, let's hope I don't mess it up, okay? We'll play WX and get this show on the road. So we start survival. What am I? Oh. Neat. I'll try to talk more with this stuff, but I don't know. I don't plan, or I plan to stream more regularly and not, what's it called? Oh Lord. Stream more regularly, but probably have streams not be so long like they used to be. Do them in some of the afternoons. See if I can add a altered schedule at some point. Damn, you weak. So I got probably one of the best spawns you can have as this character. At least this early. How close do I have to be? So if you're not familiar, that is a Clockwork Rook. My character scans different creatures to be able to build cool stuff that'll make me stronger. And this little area here, this weird looking, very out of place looking area, it's called a set piece. It's usually not guaranteed to show up, or it's not guaranteed to show up. So the fact that it did show up for this character particularly, this close to spawn, is pretty good. I'm gonna grab this. This character also, with these particular creatures, the clockwork mobs, whatever they are, whatever the blanket term is, their aggro range, the aggro range is way smaller if I'm playing this character. That's why he didn't attack me. Ooh. There's a mole worm I can scan for a very useful circuit. Yeah, the shtick with this character, besides the fact he can eat gears to restore his stats, is that he can craft circuits to improve his stats, his survivability in some way. The only restriction is that on the right, there's like this green meter, has like 6 little bits to it. So the circuits I make have essentially like it's like a charge with a socket. And so some of them require multiple sockets. And I have 6 in total. So some require 1, some 2, 3, and then there's 1 or 2 that require 4. And then there's one that requires 6. But because I scanned the rook, I don't really have to deal with the one that requires 6, which is very convenient, especially this early in the game. Character stuff aside, goal for the game, just survive. And once I've got a good foothold on surviving day-to-day stuff, then I start trying to progress in the game's overall progression. Try to get to end game, quote unquote. I'm gonna organize my inventory a bit more. Oh shoot. Oh, that's not good. I have... Did I just fall for the simplest mistake you can make in this game? Youch. We all make mistakes. That is probably the worst way I could have started anything like this. Holy crap. I really haven't touched this game in a while. I'm so dumb. Well, no one was watching, so we're just going to sweep that one under the rug. Alright, first things first. Let's not be a dunce. And get some grass. I actually can't believe that happened. I'm like flabbergasted. That has never happened to me. And I didn't realize until it was too late. I cannot believe it. I'm like monumentally disappointed in myself. I died at night 1. The darkness. Things that like these that get my pro card revoked. But at least you can mulligan it, but damn, I will live with that shame for the rest of my life. Oh, it's tragic. Also, to keep with time, I'm going to try to keep these streams to... Will you stop running? Oh my god, it was running because its hole isn't a straight line. Damn it, Jimmy. But yeah, I'm going to try to keep these streams to like 15 in-game days per stream. Oh my lord, my left stick is still being weird. There's another piece over there. Neat. You know, I guess it's been a second since I've played this game, but it's like the muscle memory will kick back in very shortly. No doubt in my mind. But I just still can't believe. Can't believe that happened. Ooh. That's neat. Do you believe in magic? I'll check that out later. Gosh, when that did happen, I was just thinking about all the things I could do to save myself. I'm like, can I do this? No. Can I do that? No. Can I do this? No. There's nothing. Dying to a 1 minute long night on the first day is just such a rookie mistake. I can't believe it. System fully restored. Cool. Okay, well, on that note, I can go over here without issues of potentially dying at night. Eh. Oh, let me try that. No, that still counts. Weird. I don't know. Let's scan that rook real quick. Hey, man. I don't know how close too close is. It's nice that they made the range smaller than the range of Jimmy. I thought rooks are like super hard to kill, but it would definitely be inconvenient to try and kill it right now with no armor. My best bet would have been to find fireflies. I don't think there's any fireflies around this biome. I'm not sure. There. No more dying to darkness. See, the trick of this game, one thing a lot of new players tend to do is you always want to be moving or collecting stuff. You never want to be sitting in one place for too long without collecting stuff. I think you waited out. This is local, so I can base where the heck I want and not have to worry about people. Just get through everything right now. Other than that, I don't really remember anything else around here. I know this is going into the mosaic. So there's a good chance this is a dead end. Should probably build a science machine before I do anything else. In the grand scheme of progression in this game, one thing is definitely just trying to equip yourself with better stuff. Which usually means trying to advance your crafting stations as best you can. I don't know how obvious the game makes it about what are crafting stations and which ones are which and what they can do, really. You got your tier 1 science with the general science machine. And then eventually tier 2 science, which is kind of more standard, like, should be pretty run-of-the-mill by a few days into the game. You should just have it established at some point. Magic crafting is where it's less distinct. Most of them. So science machine is your first tier, and then getting to an alchemy engine is your second tier. That'll pretty much give you all the standard survival stuff, at least in terms of like scientific things or just general survival. Whereas magic crafting is, well, crafting weirder stuff. But Science Machine lets me craft a backpack and a spear, as well as a shovel, but I don't think I really want a shovel right at this moment. Not yet, at least. And then you can eventually craft gold tools, which last longer than flint tools. But that requires a alchemy engine. So right now we're in the foraging stage, and we'll probably be like that for a bit. By the end of stream, which would be close to like day 15, we'll be more towards the trying to establish ourselves somewhere and set up shop for winter sort of stage. Maybe this isn't a... Oh. I always forget about grass geckos. Look at the little guys. I could do a hunt, which is what this little patch of dirt is. It'll be a track left by some animal you can follow. This early into the game, it's definitely going to be a koalefant, which should just get you a lot of food if you can kill it without dying. Which is not difficult, but if you don't know what you're doing, it might be confusing. So the combat in this game is definitely one of the biggest, the most make or break for a lot of people. The combat is very simple. There's not much depth to it other than just hitting enemies when they're not, when their attacks are essentially on cooldown. If you're wondering why I'm going for these weird looking rocks as opposed to these other boulders, because these ones have gold in them. The other ones don't. And then there's that third type of rock, but that's a meteorite, which I don't really care about right now. Yeah, going for that hunt may not be a terrible idea. Oh, I think it's gone. Eh. Oh well. Let's just keep exploring. If need be, I can take the wormhole. These are just essentially portals that take you from one point on the map to another point. Could probably make another pickaxe. Let's see. So it actually doesn't look like this is a dead end. Mm-hmm. Hmm. Interesting. Kind of using the map to see further than my vision can actually see. In case there's anything weird. Yeah, I'd say Don't Starve is, I mean, I have an insane amount of hours in it. It's definitely one of my favorite games. Now, is it a perfect game? No. Not even close. But it's just a survival game that I don't know, just really infatuated with it. Ever since it first came out, the first one, when it first came out, all that time ago. I have a lot of rocks. Probably pretty good for looking for somewhere to base up pretty soon. If I can get that rook killed and get a speed circuit, that would make things a little easier. Although I guess I don't have to kill the rook right now. It's not like I'm going to be needing any other circuits for a bit. But soon, he will die. But right now, I just really need a rabbit then. Also, is this a dead end? The mosaic's not a reliable rock resource spot. Oh, well, early game, at least. I guess late game it's not either. But, I guess that's more of the reliability part. Oh, there's a rabbit right here. Hello. I need you. I did skin a rabbit before, right? Yeah. Trap it in such a way that I don't actually have to spend the carrot. And now I can make acceleration circuit. I just took that rabbit's essence and turned it into machinery. Wonderful. Now I am 25% faster. Considering how the game works is a huge improvement. Because you definitely want to be moving a lot, on your toes, moving fast is best. I think I probably also reached a point where I should stop picking up rocks. There's a lot on the floor for some reason. Yeah, this is a big old dead end. I was right. I should have realized. Mosaic always likes to be a dead end. I'm surprised there's not... I was gonna say not as many tall birds as I would have thought. But I guess I'm glad that this whole mess of land is essentially kind of not really useful. Well, I mean, it has uses, but I don't have a reason to stay here for like a super long time. Like, this is a place where I plan like a quick not a home. But now that I have the speed circuit, I'll take this time to try to map out the world, at least the edges of the world, and try to figure out what the best place to setup would be. I guess I'll take a grass suit. Not very strong. I think they're 35%. I find Bee Queen. Or Queen Bee, or whatever. I always mix it up with Terrarias because this game and Terraria flip it for some reason. Ooh, a clockwork knight. Pretty easy to get rid of. So, one thing people struggle with when it comes to this game is finding the right place to base. There's a lot of places you can base, and because the game is, you know, procedurally generated worlds, or randomly generated at the start, it's kind of hard to, you know, find the right spot. And sometimes, probably super rare, but sometimes, you know, you might have a world that just doesn't have a good place to base. But there are criteria, at least for, you know, a relatively experienced person to decide what a good place to base is, and some of it is personal preference as well. So I know a lot of people, some people base in one of the two deserts, because that specific desert cannot have a certain natural, like, disaster type of thing happen in it. Even though that's 15 days out of every in-game year. But still, people like that because it's convenient. It's another thing you don't have to worry about. People like to base near resources that aren't transferable. Like, there are certain resources like saplings or grass that you can relocate, so you can put them at your base. You don't need to be in a grassland to be able to get grass all the time. You can plant it at your base and get it whenever it regrows. But there's some resources you can't do that with, so people like to be near those. Is this another rook? Oh my god. What a crazy world generation for WX. Oh, I didn't mean to get the petals. Personally, I like a base that is a good walking distance from, like, the many points of interest on the maps. I like to not have to walk like a country mile to get to something important. And it kind of depends on the character you're playing or what you can establish. Like, distances aren't as big a deal with this character because he can, you know, be fast. It can be fast. It's personal choice which circuits you use. Y'all aren't supposed to be awake during the daytime. Maybe it's new. Oh. But yeah, I usually prefer base locations that have convenient access to just about everything else in the world. And of course, you may not find a base that has good access to everything, but it depends. That's why people like to map out in the early days as opposed to setting up a base like instantly. Because there's pros and cons to either, you know. If you set up a base quick and it turns out to be like a poor location to base, then once you do find a good place, it's a bit of a hassle to relocate everything. This goes somewhere. There's a swamp here. I don't know how big it is. You can also tell the world size by zooming out and seeing. The world's always like a big square because of the ocean. So, like, this is clearly an end. The world the land, the big island we're on essentially should go further in this direction. There's a brick road. Walking on paths and like the dirt paths that are outlined, like these ones, and these brick roads make you faster. And usually, like almost all the time, but rare occasions, sometimes it isn't, brick road will always lead to a village of pigs. This is the big pig village too. People like to base at this pig village. There's two that are each connected by the road I took. This one is the Pig King village. And then if you follow the road the other way, it'll take you to a normal, like a smaller pig village that doesn't have the Pig King. People like to base near Pig King because you can trade stuff with him for gold, and access to the pigs is makes certain things convenient. Now you can relocate pigs, but the resources you get back are you'll only be able to essentially reproduce like half the amount immediately. Because you can hammer structures like pig houses, hammer them down for the resources used to craft them, but you always get it back half the resources. So you would likely, like if you break down 10 houses, you'll only be able to make 5. Which you don't need an extreme amount. It really depends on where you base and how convenient of access you want. Okay, now this is a desert I'm walking into. I can tell it's a desert because the ground is like dirty orange. There's cactus, spiky trees. Now, there's 2 types of deserts. There is a desert that contains a boss mob named Dragonfly. And then there's a desert that contains an oasis, spring kind of thing. You can always tell the difference by either if you find that thing. So if I found Dragonfly, I could tell it's Dragonfly Desert. Or if I found the oasis, then I know it's the other desert. Or by the shape of the cactus. There's 2 cactus shapes, and what shape they are depends on which desert they're in. If they're like this is the Dragonfly Desert. Bones indicator that there are hound mounds close, I think. Oh, there they are. Hounds are hostile, but they always drop monster meat, which by itself isn't. Huh. Monster meat by itself is not useful, but if you use it to make, if you combine it with other foods to make dishes in a crock pot, it is useful. Okay. This is the eye bone, which summons little Chester. If you play Terraria, you should be pretty familiar with this. But I've never found the eye bone in such a place. Oh. That's interesting. So this is the oasis. And now you might be thinking, didn't you say that this cactus shape is where the oasis is? Or where the Dragonfly Desert is? Yes. But this is the other cactus shape. So what we have here is both the deserts are actually right next to each other. Which happens more often than you'd think. I'm really not sure why it happens, but it happens, like, I've had it happen quite a few times. To the point where it's not, like, it's not rare. It's just weird that it does happen. What do we got time-wise? We're at 32 minutes daytime. So it's like 12 minutes off. What does this say? Okay. Oh, and there's Dragonfly. If you see lava pools like this, you best be very careful. Because close by will be the big, bad Dragonfly. If you are early game, so like definitely these early days, steer clear of Dragonfly unless you really know what you're doing. I know people who can beat her reliably early into the game. But because I'm not like that kind of crazy person, it doesn't interest me too much. Oh. Okay, just take 5 hits. I'm gonna store stuff in Chester. I forgot to mention he has a mobile chest. So I'm going to store a few things in him. I'm also going to organize my inventory because I'm kind of getting annoyed of it looking like this. I organize it a certain way every time. I'm a weirdo. He can... Actually, no. I can want these. Okay. So... mentioned earlier that basing next to resources that you can't, like, say, dig up and then plant close to you is something people like to do. In the desert, there's cactus, which is a pretty useful vegetable. Cactus flesh. So sometimes people like to base near the desert or in the deserts. They both have their benefits. I guess I'll take Beef Wall. Dragonfly Desert has these tumbleweeds that show up, and majority of the time it'll give you grass and twigs, but you have a chance of getting other stuff. Like, for example, a blueprint for red mosaic flooring. Likelihood you'll get something like super absurd is very small. Like, you can get really crazy stuff, like gems. The chance is very tiny, but not zero. And technically they're the only... well, back in Solo Don't Starve, when ruins regeneration wasn't a thing, back in like earlier days of these games, I don't think I'll fully explore that other desert, because it looks like it's here and then it gets cut off by Oasis, which means the Oasis itself is at the start of the desert. Oh wait, the chance of this, I think I'll go back in. I was gonna say the chance that there's like another biome past this desert is pretty small, but I should probably check just to be safe. But yeah, back in the early days when, like, quite a lot of things were not renewable. Oh my god, Chester. Oh, hey. I forgot I can scan hounds. This gives me a hunger circuit, or allows me to create the hunger circuit if I think if I have a hound's tooth. Yeah. But yeah, back in the early days, stuff wasn't renewable, but tumbleweeds had like very tiny chances to drop some non-renewable stuff, so it did technically make it renewable. These are snow hounds or ice hounds, blue hounds, whatever. We call them ice hounds for obvious reasons. They'll freeze you or make you very cold and potentially freeze you if you kill them. They're slightly weaker than normal hounds though in terms of health. This is a random like set piece that they can just shove anywhere. This is a trap. If I pick up this ice staff, they'll all wake up and try to kill me. Or if I hit any of them, they'll wake up. I don't really need an ice staff, so I'm kind of just gonna skedaddle. But scanning that hound... Oh, hey, Mike. Scanning that hound gave me access to this circuit, which for this character makes me immune to hot temperature overheating. Uh-oh. And being a robot. Now we look at the drawbacks, besides the fact that his stats are like slightly below average. Being a robot, getting wet is not good. I have a little wetness meter, and if it gets to 15, I'm going to start losing health. Pretty, like, spontaneously. And it'll also drain my charge. Which means I won't be fast anymore. I think I should just go back to the forest and stand under a tree for a bit. Or these trees. Yeah, my wetness meter's already at 4, which is, like, not awesome. Let's make a fire. Yeah. So I'm just gonna wait out the rain then. It's autumn. Oh, yeah. I was gonna say it's autumn. Usually the rain doesn't last very long. Like, if your luck is particularly bad, it could last, like, quite a while. Thankfully, I wasn't unlucky. You'd be surprised, cooking most foods don't affect the stats too much. Usually, and it depends on the food, but usually, cooking the foods makes them a little bit better at restoring health. Carrots are like that. They add, like, very small differences. And for the longest time, I didn't know it, but apparently berries, when they're cooked, actually give, like, quite a bit more hunger. I just never knew that. I never really looked at the difference. So, yeah. And that was like a revelation or discovery I made not too long ago, too. So I've been playing this game for years, essentially, and still learning some new stuff. Scrapbook page. Yeah, they added a scrapbook to the game, which is actually super useful. Documents everything to enemies, mobs, structures, tools, and tells you a lot of the details about them. Super useful for somebody who wants to calculate everything, like me. Way back when damage calculation was like something you could really only see in mods. And now you have like the practice dummy and all that to see it better. Okay. So, in terms of basing, like, I would really like to be close to this desert. There's a wormhole there. Though, I would have to clear out some of the hounds by it. I think another day or two of mapping should be good. Staying nomadic in the early days is a thing you can do. Oh. It's good I found that now. So those are Guardian... Guardian? The other... Okay, it doesn't... It tells me their actual names, not what they're called. I think they're called Guardian pigs. Pretty much very territorial versions of pigs. And pigs are kind of annoying to fight already. Because they kite. So... And Guardian pigs are just aggro by default. They protect their torches, which is also how they respawn. In the middle of all that is a chest that contains the terrarium, which is like the Terraria crossover thing. Fight each other, that's weird. But, that's so dumb. Pigs are dumb. Ooh, butter. But yeah, Terrarium lets you summon to fight the Eye of Cthulhu from Terraria. Well, a like version of it simplified for how this game's gameplay works. There's a branch this way too. And then you can also corrupt it to fight the twins instead, which are also a simplified version that don't have their laser or fire attacks, which kind of sucks, but hey. There's a little patch of swamp here with tentacles. That's lovely. Because, yeah, this isn't an actual swamp. This is like a patch of swampland that's just here. Also, there was this thing we passed. This is the scrapyard. Time pile of scrap is just what this hideous natural environment needed. Feels like home. Scrapyard's another point of interest to keep track of when base building. Although it's definitely on the lower priority list. Or, yeah, lower priority because it's not something you visit very often. There's a stagehand here. There's a Pipspook. I didn't realize those guys still spawned if there wasn't a Wendy in the round. That's weird. So this is looking like a forest that has a spider infestation in it. Oh, there's another landmass this way. I'm just gonna walk past the spiders. Or not. I mean, I could, but it might be more trouble than it's worth. Looks like there's a proper rockland over here, maybe? No, this isn't. Huh. I'm getting deja vu from one of the other worlds I had. Oh. So So one thing you'll notice, and it'll be present throughout this entire stream, the early days of Don't Starve and Don't Starve Together are kind of boring. I expected to get into some crazy excitement unless you're like a speedrunner. So, you know, it is what it is. But that's kind of how a lot of survival games are, right? Like right now I'm just mapping the world, trying to get a good idea of where everything is. Found a majority of the points of interest. I struggle to remember all of them. As long as you keep collecting food, you'll be fine. Unless you play a character who has a specific type of diet. Like Wigfrid or Wirt. Although I think Wirt has a... It's alright just foraging, because, you know, fruits and vegetables. But Wigfrid can't eat fruits and vegetables, so... You gotta kind of go out of your way here and there to find food if you're playing as that character. What? Spiders this way. Might be trouble. Ah, Tester, no. If I hear the scanner, that means the spider gets close to me. I think I'll just eat the butter. Probably the carrots, but because there's no hunger difference if I cook them or not. To, you know, be efficient. But they also don't spoil as fast as berries do, so, you know. Kind of have to weigh things a bit. I should be getting a Houndwave soon. Speak of the devil. Also, hey, if anyone's listening, do let me know if the game sounds quiet. I know my voice is definitely louder than the game, but... If you can hear that, like, rumbling in the background, let me know. It kind of sounds like dogs barking, sort of. Or more like a growl sound, actually. You can definitely hear the game. Hey, Ditto. At least the crows. Well, yeah. Actually, that's perfectly fine, too. Hey, Ditto. How goes the stuff? Haven't been able to check out your streams, unfortunately. Surviving, yeah. I don't want to talk about the first, like, 5 minutes of stream. You can check the VOD if you want, but I've made, like, the worst rookie mistake ever in this game. I have, like, a small group of people who are, like, pros at this game I play with sometimes. They found out. Man, they never let me live it down. But yeah, at least it was one I could, you know, quickly brush under the carpet, whatever the term is. The rug. Sweep under the rug. That's what it is. Yeah, that barking should be a bit louder. Oy. Don't Starve is great. I especially like playing Don't Starve together by myself. Well, that's mostly because Don't Starve together is... Although Don't Starve is not as much. Or not really at all anymore. But the goal at this moment is just to survive and to eventually figure out where to base. The other version just has the more updated stuff. Yeah. I mean, they added some quality of life to the original game. Or, right, the prequel, actually. This is technically a sequel. Ooh. They added quality of life that made it more long withstanding, but like, this is a game you can, you know, play through its entirety, try to get all the content, and then, like, kind of ditch your world until another content update happens. I was hoping that wasn't close enough. Oh well. But yeah, Akari gave me the idea of having one game to consistently stream to kind of always go back to. I thought no better game than this one. Even if I played like 2 hours at a time. And then maybe have another game to do longer ones for the weekend. I don't know. Trying to build up like consistency again. Good continuous stream game? Yeah. Funny enough, it was this or The Long Dark, which on retrospect, they're both survival games. It'll take me a long time before I get to a point in this game where I'm like, okay, yeah, I don't really think there's anything else interesting I can do. The Long Dark, yeah. I streamed that a little bit. I streamed the first episode of Wintermute. It was a really different experience. I was surprised. It was cool. Having tasks was really cool, actually. You play survival, and survival is so, like, open-ended, do whatever you want. Well, I tried one of the challenges, but kind of required a bit more math awareness. Oh, you do that. See you then if you be on for like another hour-ish, give or take. Yeah. Alright. Whoa. Bucky Jaw? That's not Buckeye, is it? No, it looks like Bucky. Or maybe I am mispronouncing it. Yo! What's up, Raiders? Wisebot didn't tell me. But, thanks for the raid. Not sure if we know much about Don't Starve Together, but, you know, it's a cool game. Neato game. One of my favorites. I only have a small 2,300 hours. This way. I don't really want to explore the swamp at night. For safety reasons. What the? There's a path this way. Is this also into the swamp? Whoa, that's weird. It's a weird generation. The swamp just has this like boomerang shaped lake in it for no reason. This world's layout is like... yeah, let's not get killed. This world's layout's weird. Oh, here's a rock land. Oh, there's a topper egg there. There's one point of interest I haven't found yet. Now that I think about it, it's probably in this area. Like, I kind of haven't been doing the best job of mapping the outline of the world. You to play this game at some point, Rob? It's a fun game. It's fun, but the curve is like pretty frustrating. I'll gladly take that tentacle spike. But like I said, as someone who has 2,300 hours, I still make mistakes, as the first like 5 minutes of stream shows. But I've learned a lot. There's a lot of muscle memory in here to do things carefully and well. That's fun. It's a weird survival game. The combat's like simple. There's not a lot of depth to the combat. But maybe the trial and error process, if that's something you really like in a survival game, this game definitely has that going for it. I wouldn't say be one of those people who are like, yeah, die 1,000 times, and like every time you learn a new thing, I was like, maybe like do some searching. Don't Binding of Isaac it and just try to figure everything out with Jesus Christ, with little assistance. This is an interesting thing to find. That is a retrap, and if I walk in that, I'll probably get absolutely destroyed. I just heard a very strange noise. Anyway, right now I'm in the early phases, so I'm just trying to map out the world and figure out what the best place to base is. As you might in a lot of survival games, potentially. Trying to find a good place to sit still is not easy in the swamp. Yeah, definitely gotta remind myself about that, remind myself about that reed trap over there in the future. Because there's a bunch of tentacles there, but thankfully I don't have to be the one that gets rid of those tentacles. I can convince some other creatures to do it for me. And spoiler alert, they will probably not survive. What a weirdly placed swamp. Although I dig the multiple access points. That's rare in a branching world. And earlier I was talking kind of about some general tip stuff for this game. Haven't really talked about the characters because it's not easy to show that off if I am playing as one. Can't really change characters, at least not yet. And of course, being Don't Starve Together, the game is only more fun with friends. Definitely play it on PC though. I play on console, and console kind of has issues with this game. Mainly when you play with other people. At least if a world lasts a really long time, it does. Solo, it's chill. Piece of cake. Okay, so it's detecting that shadow. Mapped a good chunk of the world. There's this branch. There's like this branch here, and this one here I didn't fully explore. And there's like another bit of the desert over here. Clearly not much, because I can't move my cursor any more left. So that's the edge of the map. So I'd say day 9 we should be able to figure out a place to base. And if anyone's curious, I plan for these to be 15 in-game days at a time. Because 15 in-game days is 2 hours. And that's kind of what I want these to last for. So we will see. And yeah, if you ever do get back into this game, you know who you can ask for advice from. So I probably played this game as much as y'all have played Magic the Gathering. So this is like a real rockland, which I'm happy that we have so many rock biomes. I can tell because the ground is like gray, rock gray. Usually the turf you're walking on. Do what? What should I do? Do it? Do it. Did I say I was gonna do something? Or are you talking about the 2-hour things? Oh, these guys. I guess my sanity is low. Why y'all spawn so far away? Just casually deal with that. If sanity is below a certain amount, you'll get those fellows to show up if you have a fire. Well, campfire specifically. Yeah, what were you saying to do? I said do it, but I don't remember the context. I keep avoiding these little dirt bags because they like to steal any meat food out of your inventory. This rock line actually extends quite a bit. Thank goodness I'm fast. Don't even get that close to me, bud. Go away. I'm hearing things. Yeah, this is like a long bit of land. Honestly, I might base close to Pig King. See where this wormhole leads. If it leads somewhere decently away, I'll base next to that. Otherwise, I'll base closer to Pig King. I don't think there's a wormhole in this biome. Oh yeah, this land mass over here too, I should explore first. there's Peking there. He's close to the desert. Both very useful places to be. But it kind of also depends on the wormholes. Because whether or not a wormhole is good depends on two things. One, if it takes you far distances, then it's good. If it's like a distance that could be equated to like a short walk, that's not good. Or if it directly teleports you to like a point of interest. Like Dragonfly or the Moonstone or Peking. Those would be good. Yeah, let's see where this takes us. It's possible not far. It's more spiders. Spiders are transplantable, so you don't have to worry about basing super close to them. And unless you're a certain character, you typically don't want to be close to them. Not like super close, at least. So this landmass is not very big. It might end over here, or it might continue. No, it does end. Nah, this is pretty useless. Little area. It's good for spiders, at least. Which I guess makes this, at least for the early game, a pretty good spot to be at. So, spawn is honestly looking pretty good. Let's see where this wormhole takes me real quick. I hear rabbits. Okay, so I wound up here, and I teleported from here. So that is what we call a bad wormhole. So the wormhole sucks, which is unfortunate. It's not the worst thing ever. Mosaic I wouldn't visit too often. The swamp every like few days. The Rockland is close. This is like kind of close. This isn't a super spread out map, which is actually super nice. Like everything branches from this bit in the center. So honestly, basing near port will probably be the best bet. Oh. I thought they were acting strange. Useless. And the question is, where in this area do I want to base? I don't want to base close to here. I don't want to base too close to here, unless I get rid of the beefalo. Probably as close to this junction as I can get without actually being close to these. Because these will spawn frogs a lot. That's not something I want to be close to. Can't be too close to here because meteor showers happen. And I don't want to be too close to this because I probably want to open it. And every night bats will spawn from it. So all in all, even though this wormhole sucks, probably would be actually like around here. Well, not too far from where we put the science machine. So in that case, let's get to work on what I need to do and collect. Need more wood. more wood so I can start crafting certain things. Oh, my sanity is low, so now the shadows are actually attacking me. Not a huge deal. Ah, panic. There we go. And every time you kill one, you get a little bit of sanity back. I think I'll just let those burn. I want some charcoal. Actually, I think I'll let a couple of these burn. Also, prototyping stuff, crafting wise, helps with sanity as well. So when I do this, that'll be a big help. Crafting this. And then crafting this. And then this. Okay. Let's pick a decent spot. Also close to a touchstone just in case. I think along a path would be good. Come on. Now that we have the alchemy engine, the science machine is no longer useful. Like, it does exactly what the alchemy engine does. Also, at some point we saw a clockwork knight. And I don't remember where it is, but I would like to kill it. So I can get a gear from it. To make a refrigerator. That sounds really weird when you say it out loud like that. Stale food is just as good. Yeah, the other perk of the robot is he doesn't get as much of the detriments from eating stale or spoiled food. No, he actually doesn't get any of the negatives of spoiled food. Which is quite nice. Alright, where is... That's the rook. Where is the knight? See this one? No, there's no one here. Where was it? Oh, was it this? Might have been that. Okie dokie. So once we get the fridge, that'll help keep the food from, well, spoiling further. What the? Oh, he's fighting frogs. Oh boy. Ay, ay, ay. Oh. Messing up a lot of stuff, man. Come back. As a rook, like a chess piece, he only moves in one direction at a time. He's still faster than me, though. At least you can tell what direction he's running. Oh. Sometimes it's aimless. Ow. Okay, good. That did 18 damage. It's not terrible. Not bad for a grass suit. God, he broke so much. And the berry plants, too. Man. A little annoying you can't wear body armor and a backpack at the same time. But you learn to live with it. Okay, I can now make a fridge. Make it right. No. Can also put the food away immediately. So next order of business would be to, first of all, not eat the gears. That would be bad. Try to get as much charcoal as I can. So I can make crock pots. Okay, save the rest of the sacks for burnt trees. Once I have a crock pot, I can start combining foods to make them more useful. Well, some foods. Okay. So now I can craft a campfire. Sorry, a fire pit. Yeah, I need more rocks. You have my rocks. Okay. Okay. Okay, so I have 15 charcoal. I can make 2 crock pots right now. I would like to make them, I think, in a pattern of 6. So, oh, they adjusted the range of that. That's awesome. What a huge improvement. See, you can't place objects, you can't place structures inside of each other. But they must have adjusted how close you can place some of the structures. Crockpots used to only really be able to put them like quite a ways away from each other. Or from anything else, really. Fridges you could always place super close to anything. I guess they adjusted how that works for some objects, which is quite nice. Today's day 11, which means it'll be a full moon. Which means that tonight there will not be darkness. I also want to set up a spot to burn stuff. Probably do it over here, just so it's not super close to the base. I want to burn all these trees I'm planting. It'll be a controlled fire. Boop. 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 And boop. So once those grow, I'll burn them down. Okay, now we're at the establishment phase. So what I want to do, let's get some gold tools online. Start working on transplanting stuff, namely grass and twigs. I didn't make the second one. Okay. Try to place it equal distance. Try to be organized as you can on controller. That's good enough. Okay, so stuff on the ground that I don't care about at the moment. This. Particularly stuff that can't get eaten by some sort of rapscallion creature. And I'll pick it up and organize it another time. But rock stuff definitely has to get put away. Okay. Plenty of space for grass and stuff. This world's actually doesn't have much of going for it in terms of grassland, which is unfortunate. That's kind of the only thing that's lacking so far, it seems. But I'm gonna relocate all the saplings to one location. Or at least a good amount, like a stack's worth would be about 40. And probably the same amount in grass, plants. Oh, it's dusk. Actually, I should go to Pig King. It's a full moon, so there's something I have to get from over there. Oh, you'll also notice in the top right, there used to be 2 little wedges of dark to signify night. Now there's 3. It's getting longer. Every little wedge is 30 seconds. So it used to be 1 minute of night, now it's a minute and a half. Anyway, I need to collect something over here while it's a full moon. Something important. Eh. I guess he doesn't care for it. How did Tumbleweed get all the way over here? A pedal? Oh. It's following me. Oh, green cap? Gross. Alright, it's a full moon. Yeah, he spit out a feather. Full moon, we go collect Glommer. Oh my god, this grass spawned on top of him. It's kind of unfortunate. I won't shovel this grass. I'm glad he's still following me. Alright, but that's all I wanted to collect. Full moons do some weird stuff. Nothing we'll see yet. Capkin is still following me. What? Did anyone hear that? Oh my god. Run, Glommer, run. This must have been the guardian pigs. Okay, we gotta keep going. Outlast the full moon. Go, Glommer, go. At the sight of a full moon, a pig becomes a were-pig. These are the guardian pigs, too. Yeah, look at them. That must have been the weird noise. Well, on that note, I can just focus on my normal tasks. Collecting grass and saplings. Oh shoot, that's almost spoiled. How much is this again? 12? Yeah. What? These are nice meatballs. Do I want to leave the bioscanner for now? Probably. Just so I have more space for stuff. I'll keep this like this. I need one of these. There. Okay, let's go collecting. Oh, this is all grown now. 25, 15 more. 1, 12, 11, 10. Now the only issue with grass tufts replanting them somewhere is that a meteor spot? Oh, interesting. The only issue is they require fertilization to grow grass again. Now saplings do not. I think I'll limit myself to 40. Probably should have picked the ones that are furthest away as well. Oh well. Sure, future me won't care too much. There's sapling. There's only 32 to get to 40. It stinks of meat. Oh, here it is. Wow. Ugh, I don't like that. That's a healthy amount of charcoal right here. Shouldn't need any more after this. At least not for a while. So I want to get into drying racks and stuff. Wish. Ugh. Okay, so I want 4 more, so that's 24. I don't need all this charcoal. Yeah, I got plenty. Okay. Oops. My bad. I accidentally put a grass tuft in there. Ooh. I should probably get my hands on a lantern. This is probably actually the longest I've gone without one in these games. I'm gonna get rid of this axe. Oh, already. Huh. Should be daytime by the time they arrive. So I would like this to be kind of a good position, like here. Get more rocks. Okay, cool. So 18 more. Should be fine. I'll see a grass tuft now. And I should be able to handle these hands pretty easily. I'm actually gonna walk further from base because I don't want them to aggro Glommer. Don't really want him to die. Okay. Oop. 13. Oh. Oh, 4. Should definitely not be more than 4. Yeah. Okay. Could have been worse, but early game is forgiving. This should definitely be one more hound wave before the or winter. Gonna place that separately. Could probably make a bunch of meatballs. Is there something else I can make that doesn't take as long to spoil? Not really. So let's see. Collect more saplings. Really only plant the grass when I can actually fertilize them. There's no reason to plant them right now. Saplings I can plant right now. What else? What else? Should I get myself a bird? Oh, I need to make a headlamp, which means I should go kill some spiders. So I think I'll actually put this collection on hold and go kill some spiders. There's a nest over there. Doing this stuff by myself, I kind of forget. Oh wait, do I have 120 health? Not 125. So that's 8 damage. That's actually quite a bit of a reduction, I think. Alright. I'm gonna do my favorite method of trying to kill spiders. If only they weren't so dumb. Unfortunately, that pig is going to kind of mess things up. I'll take that. Oh, it's going to be dusk by the... Damn it. Well, I have 2 silk, which is the amount I wanted. So, I guess I could just head back right now. Okay. Let's do that. Yeah. Like 67 hunger. Okay. Use the silk to make a bug net. And I also want a straw hat. And then I'll head somewhere. I'm also gonna make a gold pickaxe. Oh, I don't have the twigs. What? Oh, I dropped them on the ground. I guess I should be a little careful on making what twigs I have. Head over and collect some fireflies. Go this way. I'm gonna open up this bad boy. That'll definitely cause some problems to the pigs, which is perfectly fine by me. Also gonna want a torch. That's like 3, I guess. Don't need many. And bam. Now I got a hands-free light source that's better than a torch. I shouldn't really need a torch anymore unless I want to start fires. Alright, 2 more in-game days before I'm calling it. That's 16 minutes. So let's go. Put these fireflies away. You have to put fireflies in a chest. You just drop them on the ground, they will just fly. They won't fly away, they'll stay where they are, but... Okay, so let's go spelunking. See what the caves have in store for us. Or at least this entrance. In terms of setting up a base somewhere, how good these sinkholes are is also a factor, but it's one that not many people really focus on. Okay. Oh, I think I got a good one. Okay. And the headlamp especially comes in handy down here. So, in the caves, it's essentially eternal darkness. Oh, hold on, 1 second. Okay, sorry. So, points of interest in the caves are... I'm trying to think of how many there are. There's the ruins, which is a very large one that's hard to miss if you stumble upon it. There's no mistaking it. Oh, there's two cave entrances right next to each other. I'm kind of forgetting which one I came out of. I think this one. So there's the ruins, there's the Lunar Grotto, there's the Werepig, or the... I forget. I think it's the Werepig? No, it's something else. I don't remember. It's the Werepig, and I guess new is, the Atrium Tentapillar, which connects to the Atrium, which is another point of interest, but it's not a point of interest you just, like, walk into. This is the Lunar Grotto, which... Oh, I don't have my scanner with me, because I could actually scan something down here. So this is a pretty good one for that. It's really close to the Lunar Grotto. Whoa, what happened here? Yeah. So these are mush trees. They are mushroom trees. You could chop down with an axe. You get the color mushroom as well as some wood. A whole bunch of them. They also produce light, which is nice. But yeah, this big blue mush tree forest. There's bats over there. This big one always spawns next to the Lunar Grotto. Oh, there's lichen over there. So this is a good find. That means we're next to one of the, like... Oh, this cave entrance is next to the only... one of 2 points of interest that a cave entrance can be close to. So we kind of scored the jackpot on that. These are bunnymen. Crandus. They are neutral unless you are carrying meat. If you're carrying meat, they'll try to kill you. But yeah, I was just curious what the immediate area of this cave entrance had. We could check the other cave exit and see where it takes me, because that could be like a way of teleporting across the land. Unlike the wormhole, this won't cost sanity. Ooh, I'm not sure where we are. I would like to kill... targeting. Stupid bats flying in circles. I hate the sound they make too. We're actually quite a distance away from the sinkhole. It's right here. Could be useful to... could be a bit useful. Not extraordinarily, but a bit. Oh yeah, you want to go to the caves regularly to get light bulbs. For the miner hat. I actually can't put anything away, so I should probably head back to base and drop stuff off. This way. Probably place signs down just so I don't have to keep checking the map every time. Hit a fork in the road. I have 31 saplings. So I don't need that many more. Put away some of this grass. How much do I have in total? Quite a bit, which is good. More than 120 after making a lot of stuff that requires grass, and having spare rope is very good. I don't need this pan flute right now. I actually should make a hammer. And go get the pigskin from this thing over here. So I can make a helmet. Oh, the berry's spoiled. Oops. Ah, well, we got carrots. Let's get 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then cook everything. Oh, cook the carrots mostly. And set everything to cook. Good stuff. Yeah, I'll hold on to Jimmy again. Actually, I don't really need the bug net anymore. I don't really need the trap. Okay. That one's fine. Oh yeah, get pigskin from this thing over here. Now, once the day rolls over, that's when I'll be ending for today. It's 8 pigskin, which is very good. A lot of manure too. Oh, I guess I could make a bucket of poop for grass. I would need 4 of them for all the grass tufts. Let's see. That would be 8 bone shards, 16 wood, and 12 manure. So if we can get all that, that'd actually be okay. And I would like to make a football helmet. Yeah, well, the beef will have been over there the whole time, so shouldn't be too hard. I think that's the only herd, or I think they're only in this area over here. So it might not be 12. And push come to shove, I can just force a pig to do it the the tedious way. Yeah, they have 5. Great. Oh no, there's 2 separate herds. Yeah, it's still... Oh, hey, look at that. That's 2/3 of what I want. Granted, I still have to go all the way to the desert and get bone shards. But yeah, probably wouldn't be something I'd finish before stream ends. And collect some more grass. nothing wrong with collecting more grass. At least until winter comes, and then you really only want to pick the grass when you need to. Because it won't regrow until winter's over. There's more poop over here. Well, now I have enough. I guess there's 3 herds, not 2. I don't know why this one's like twice the size of the other ones, though. Eh. Just generation stuff, I guess. There's skeletons somewhere else. I do recall skeletons being pretty nearby. There's one here. Marble! Don't really read it right now. But it's always nice to have. Just a little wool. And we got the manure. Now we just need the bone shards, and then we could do it. Definitely before winter starts, which is good. So, my to-do list would essentially be finish collecting all the saplings, get bone shards so I can plant the grass, and then do some more pre-winter collectioning. Should mostly be rocks, really. And probably prep for deer clubs, I guess. That will happen at the end of the next stream. Should be interesting. Oh, and definitely do the scan stuff. I completely forgot. So that's like 3 things on the to-do list for when I come back. Deer Club's got some good drops too. Yeah. The Ibrella would pretty much be mandatory for spring. I do like in this game that the boss you fight each season can give you something, or will give you something that you can use to make something useful for the next season. Deerclops gives you the Ibrella, or the eye for the Ibrella. And it rains like crazy in spring, so it's useful. Miska's down feathers are used to make the luxury fan, which is good in a pinch in the summer. Antlion doesn't really give you anything useful for autumn, but it's not really any threat in autumn. And then Autumn Bearger, which you don't ever see on the first year unless... You never see him the first 20 days because he shouldn't be able to spawn unless you tweak the settings. Yeah. You can get the Hibernation Vest, which is good for winter. Yeah. So... Win harder sort of benefit. Yeah, this game always rewards you for kind of like tackling the bigger threats. It's always boss related, usually, or I guess the giants, because there's like the lesser giants, like the spider queens or the tree guards. But usually fighting the larger threats gives you something useful. Seasonal threats usually are for survival stuff. And then some bosses are progression towards the end game, which gives you a lot of good, cool gear and stuff. But yeah. That's it for this stream. This was nice. Can't wait to continue this and have it end up lasting let's see. Which one is it? This one. This one that's gone for 600 days. That's kind of what I'm shooting for. And at 15 days of stream. Oy, oy, oy. That's like what, 20 streams? No. 40. That's a lot of days. Each of these, I don't remember this 200-day world that much. But these three have a lot of stories in them. This one at the top especially is, I think this is the one that upsets me. Because it's a world that can't finish the progression anymore because of some stupid nonsense happening with when they added certain updates. Now, World Pass completion is exactly as it sounds. But that's the one I spent like the most time on, just refining different things. Oop. Yeah. Anti-grandfathered? Don't follow. Yeah, this world at the top. So, if you want to do lunar progression and get to like that end game bit, because there's lunar progression and there's shadow progression. To get to the end of lunar progression, you have to fight a certain boss called Crab King. And one of the updates like overwrote his spawn, so he just no longer existed in the world. So like that's a boss that's mandatory for that progression. And if he no longer exists, just couldn't do it anymore. I did the shadow one, but I couldn't do lunar anymore. Sucks. Check notifications. Oi, oi, oi. How that happened in Valheim when they had ice caves? Yeah. You know how it feels. And look how long this world is. Every 15 days is 2 hours. All this time spent just for that to get thrown out the window. They made a lot of quality of life improvements since then. To where getting to that point in the game takes less time now. But still, you know. Feel it. Mod that could shove a spawn in? Yeah, that would be, I'll change this to Stream World. If there is, it wouldn't be for... I didn't even save my changes. Okay, there we go. If there is, that's not something I can do, because I'm on console. 34 minutes ago. How many days would that be? It would be 4 days. But anyway, I'll end it here today. Pick up same time Thursday is the idea. Trying to keep things consistent. I'll see if I can anchor a stream schedule one of these days. Maybe give Wisebot some other things besides some outdated commands. Have a great night. You too. Thanks for popping by. Well, actually, I think I can raid Mike because he started streaming. So might as well. So he's up to. There he is. He's playing Berserker. First Berserker Kazan. We'll do that. But that's the first stream today.